But, okay. Please don't tell me you already crashed. It did! Come on! Couldn't switch to requested monitor resolution. What do you mean? Oh dear. This is fine. I can just relaunch. I had it all set up. All set up, all fine, worked perfectly. This was the exact reason I even decided to do all this. And then the second I try to switch back, then it fails. Whatever. Can't have anything nice. Okay, can I switch? And then switch back. Yes, okay. Let me lower this just a little. Okay. I'm trying to remember when I bought these. I bought the 3 Shadowrun games, I want to say like at least 6 years ago? At least 6. And I played the first one of those 3 either sometime this year or sometime last year. I think it was sometime this year. I liked it. I wasn't wowed by it, but I heard that the games got progressively better the further you got through them. But I heard Dragonfall had the best story, so that's the one that I wanted to stream. No updates, no anything. So yeah. Provides balanced combat experience that is suitable for most new players. We recommend hard difficulty for turn-based combat veterans looking for a tactical challenge. Difficulty setting applies to all Dragonfall and user-created content. I'll do normal since I'm not really into these types of games. At least not mostly. Oh, that just... resolution is weird. Right. These races actually have stat changes. All humans have 3 karma to start. Body, quickness, strength, charisma, intelligence, willpower. Body, quickness, strength, charisma, intelligence, willpower. 11, 9, 12, 9, 9, 11. 14, 9. I guess I go elf because none of them? Yeah, because I'd rather go with charisma and quickness. Street Samurai, a mage, Decker, Shaman. Ray, physical adept. I think I did Decker. I think I did Decker last time, at least for my first playthrough of the first game. So I'll try Shaman since this is more charisma based. Shaman's relationship with their totems allow them to summon spirits and command them to do their bidding. Shamans have the skill to conjure spells that mages cannot. Key attributes: charisma, key skill, spirit summoning. Increasing their skill grants a shaman a totem benefit. Okay, so I'll work with this. Apparently not. Okay. I'm not even sure how much of this, like, I'll actually end up seeing because of, one, because of how far the camera's even out, but... I can go with this. Spending your karma. Yeah, this was the points. Physical resistance. Calculates chance to hit when in range combat. Chance to hit when melee or throwing. Chance to control spirits, increase their chance to hit. So this is primarily if I don't want to do anything myself. Quickness would probably just be a good secondary stat thing. No, magical attacks, willpower. So either quickness or willpower would be good secondaries. Dodge helps reduce the chance to be hit by physical attacks. So... I at least want to be able to use a pistol. Calculate chance with certain spells. Ink of Moments calculate chance with the added powers, increasing their skill and special abilities. Increase spellbook slot, if not yet unlocked. Can equip magic resistance, increase spellbook slot. So then if I can only get one, I'm not gonna really try to be close. Then I guess intelligence. Yeah, increase biotech. Etiquette is about knowing how to behave in various situations. The right etiquette can give you an edge in certain conversations. Choose an etiquette from below. Choosing etiquette does not cost karma, and each etiquette can only be chosen once. Academic. Street Shadowrun. Keep it simple. Easy jobs, regular pay, reliable crew, but things went south and you had to drop off the grid, put a bullet in the past, and start fresh and somewhere new. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin, the flux state, a grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great Dragonfall only has so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. Perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew, and as luck would have it, home to your old partner in crime, Monica Schaefer. It is your third run with Monica and her team in her old castle Holdfast. 1 hour east of Berlin, perched on a hill overlooking the countryside. The job is standard smash and grab. Crack the vault, grab the data, get out in one piece. A mediocre payday, but work is work. As the team gathers for Monica's pre-run briefing, you pause to take in your surroundings. Okay, so we're immediately on the job. The estate grounds are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near the side entrance of the old castle, hold fast, cloaked in darkness. The night is peaceful. You know it won't last. You know it for what it is, a pleasant illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Monica Schaefer, you ran with her back in a day, watched her get her first data jack. Now she's your team leader, a direct hot decker to boot. On a tight timetable, I want to enter the estate, find the basement, open the vault, extract the files and bolt. 10 minutes top to bottom. 10 minutes to get in to the bottom floor, open, and then leave. Trying to get home in time for worm talk, love. Beatrice, Shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles at her, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Maybe. How many times have I told you, you can't trust anything that comes out of that dragon's mouth? The trid? Trid trash will rot your brain. It's educational. Besides, this should be a milk run. Security is supposed to be light, a few automatic weapons, no armor. With a little luck, they'll never know we were here. In my experience, there's no such thing as a milk run. Words of wisdom from our new edition. Glory, razor-clawed street samurai, her voice is cold and neutral, her expression is placid. They may only be private security, but the bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. People need to relax, we're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks into her wrist-mounted comlink. A darkened face shimmers on the view screen. Eager in position. The comlink crackles and the response comes back low and soft, softer than you expected from the troll. Affirmative. The alarm lines have been cut, and I have a clear line of fire on the estate's service entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Excellent. Just doing my job. The comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you as she drops her arm. See, we're professionals. Alright people, enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault, so we get him the data from the vault. Quick, quiet, and quick. You said quick twice. Worm talk is on tonight. Boy raises an eyebrow slightly. I told you, it's educational. Grab your gear. Your gear and some weapons lie in the back. There's a few spares to choose from. The only thing I know how to use is a pistol. Grab your running gear from the worn duffel bag near the weaponry. I need to remember how I put on my gear. I have no cyberware. What spells do I have? Acid Bolt does damage over time, increases a friendly target's AP by 1 for 2 rounds. Summons Force 1 Air Elemental. The fetish is consumed when used. Oh, so I need tokens to use summoning. Okay. So we have to find a basement. The private museum, the owner of this estate must have money to burn. Variety of remarkably well-preserved Slavic artifacts. Complete skeleton theropod dinosaur. It appears to be genuine. No hidden bookcases? The vase in this case looks both very old and very valuable. A fine scroll work of lapis and gold leaf decorates its exterior, and the interior shimmers with the organic beauty of abalone shell. Your fixer could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. You can't help but notice the glass encasing. It looks awfully flimsy. Not grabbing that yet. No, that would be stupid to smash that right now, especially if you don't know how the security systems work. But I'll remember you. Very ornate. That's a locked door. That door's open. So is this one. So let's see this one. You are now in turn-based combat mode. Each character has an action pool. Spend these actions on movement, attacks, or using spells or an item. Once your team's turn is complete, the enemy will move and attack. Okay, so I go first. I have a higher chance to hit with my magic. We're also behind cover. But we should get a turn before they do. Okay. Please. How much health do you have? I can't tell. If I get a little bit closer. Why did everything miss? Burst fire, can you simplify bullets single roll? Burst fire is better right now. You don't have enough. This is ridiculous. Okay. Why is everybody still? Reload. I don't know why we're still in combat. Oh, you just consistently do that. You. That's why. I really don't have cover here. You're probably just gonna have to take your turn. Do I have anything that could be useful at this range? I could probably take a shot, but then I would have to move. I can take a shot and then I can move. Because that doesn't look like full cover. No, it is not. Okay. Who would have the better shot? Probably Glory. Or at least Glory could move up and take a shot. Oh, there's two. Also a shaman. If I can get Monica haste. She can't move up further. You're dangerous because of the shotgun. You just have a pistol. How? Medium cover interfering. I don't. I can move up a little bit more, but I'm not really gonna get a good shot on this. Quick and easy. This is... Just one more. I can at least try that shot, or just miss. Glory could move, but she's not gonna get a shot. I also really don't want to use that flashbang. I'll take a low chance shot if it means that I get time to use a help kit. Get into somehow... It's a 50% right here. Still regardless. I'm just not gonna get a good position. If I can't get a good position, that doesn't mean that she can. Better. Still, I need to get one really good shot in, or else she's gonna take a little bit more damage than I want. Nope. Okay. So that door's open. So then what's here? Nothing good. I don't want to be first. One, two, three, four. do not know what's on that other way. Probably should have gone there first. We'll adjust. Chlorine monocolor behind cover. I have my acid bolt. Whoops, didn't mean to do that, but this will work. Actually, no, that gives... That was worth it. Okay. So at least a couple of them are close by. It's too far for me to throw. Is it good enough spot for me to take a shot? Or he doesn't have exactly a good shot. Move up a little bit more and it still has some cover. Which also means that I can move up. Shaman should still stay in the back, so I might just have to wait this out. Try a chance to hit. Oh. So that does go pretty far, but I can't use that right now. If I move to attack, I'd move there. I can summon a spear from that? Let's move you up then. I would have to move in order to do that. Let's see how the frag works. I missed. Do I have haste? No, I do not have haste. I want to go for the summon, but I don't want to do it if it's too risky for no real gain. One more shot. Be exposing myself slightly, but it'd still be behind cover, so it's worth it. Stream of acid that does ongoing damage for 6 HP for 1 round, shifts 1 armor from target. So minimum damage is 7. Come on! I need to move, but I need this guy dead first. What does Glory have? Oh no, because the accuracy. That's fine. 1. 2. Okay. I can move here for full cover. That thing's still on my side, isn't it? I hope. Okay. So if that is progress... then what is down here? Oh, then, okay. Kinda surprised it's having me go into one of these already. 50 IP, and I also have only one more. You can't use Assassinate unless they're, like, really close. Let's see what happens if I just run this way. There we go. Okay. So let's create an assassin then. It's really close. Area of effect should still hit them and I'll be fine. So, assassin can... Okay, get 1, 2... Oh, come on! That's fine, the assassin can deal with that then. Antique delivery schedule. So I really just need to get out then. Valuable shipment of antiques will be arriving soon at the Seattle docks. Useful information to someone who can take advantage of it. Okay, seeing as that they're cleared out now... Now let's... And taking it now would be just as bad an idea. So yeah, so that's a one-time thing. I figured that there were enemies in the area. I just figured that if I grabbed that first, it would have triggered them. Everyone's still alive. So that's at least a good start. So far, so good. If your skirmish with security set off any alarms, you don't hear them. Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement. Your payday is waiting. The data vault lies ahead. It's a big freaking vault. Bigger than on the schematic. The schematic didn't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions were clear. The data we're looking for should just be on the other side of the store. Monica combs a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal the black plastic sheath of her data jack. Quick jaunt into the Matrix. A burst of static crackles through the tiny speaker on Monica's comlink. Eager's still in position outside the estate. Hold on, who's in charge while you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Glory looks cold and distant, just as she always does. Been through this before. You're not in KSK anymore, and that chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations that guide us, the same principles that apply to the flux state. Politics have nothing to do with this. Let's get used to it. It's a simple question. Years of experience tells me it needs an answer. No, I agree with No, I agree with Eager. Monica stares at you for a moment, clearly irritated, then that twinkle appears in her eye again. She smiles at you and she speaks in her comlink. Very well, we'll do this one Eager's way. You're putting the rook in command? You asked for a decision and you got one. I know that this joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you. Monica's tone is all business, evidently, and she has heard enough. The decision's made. You have your answer. Acknowledged. She can be inflexible, the legacy of a long military career, but she knows what she's doing and she means well. No sweat. I'll buy you a beer and talk it out after the run. Good to have her on your side. Enough chatter. Then she punches it, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace, her fingers harmonizing in a smooth rhythmic staccato that only an expert decker can achieve. Whoa! Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms ripple through her face and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from beneath her teeth. You look down to see a nub of pink flesh at the floor. Hit the floor, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes in action. Glory leaps towards Monica, her hand outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Dietrich surges forward to wrap that team's fallen decker in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that rack her body. With Monica's unearthly scream still ringing sharply in your head, you are only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. Help Glory pull the plug on Monica's data jack. While Glory holds Monica's head steady, you snatch the cord that connects Monica's data jack to her cyber deck. Without a moment's hesitation, you give a solid yank and the cord comes free. A wisp of oily blue smoke traces its way from her data jack to the ceiling. A commingled sense of charred meat and ooze fill the air. You've seen the effect of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flutter open, the muscle tremors continue to distort her face, and blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing and the look of concentration in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Save your breath. Glory's voice is strained. She had a stroke, a bad one. She'll be dead before we're even back to the van. Happened then? Slowly, painfully, Monica rests her jaw open. The blood welled up in her mouth, comes pouring out in a slick, covering her chest. She expels a thick, guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the shape she needs. fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze, and something else. Oh? Verschwing? A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back again. She grunts, then her chin drops to her chest, and her head lulls to one side. Her eyes fixed on an object in the next room, a computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor blinks up on its recessed screen. Slowly she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that emerges is a long, strangled croak. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her gorse-like jaw goes slack, and she dies. This isn't a data vault. I'm really low. I can't be on the front. I'm gonna have to be on the front. I can at least take... I either take one shot or I give Glory a haste. Giving Glory haste might be the better option. That's 80. This is 60. You can increase. I need line of sight, don't I? I don't really have cover here. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm still fine. If the knife throws and... If the knife throws on my own shot, just keep missing. I'll just have to send Glory up. Six, that should be enough. Terminal active. What does that mean? Building maintenance software, command line interface, internal memory, check, invalid. Banii. This terminal's printing your name out over and over again. I need to use whatever time that I slightly get so that I can heal up. They've sealed the door behind us. We've got to find another way out of here. What are you doing? Monica was trying to tell me something about the terminal. Must be important. Yes, something tells me we're gonna have more company soon. Watch my back while I figure it out. With the Y key. 0% complete. As you watch the number on the screen slowly begins to climb, this is going to take a while. glance down at the second screen, you see that the facility is on high alert. In place of a simple data vault, it seems you've stumbled upon some kind of massive underground complex. The map of the Holdfast grounds indicate that security forces are en route from multiple angles. The doors currently being rebooted by the system's restore process are flashing a dull red. If you're reading the display correctly, the only exit from this room is in the Holdfast old servants entrance on the west side of the building. New extraction point. That's more important right now. Sorry, your Monica didn't make it. We have to get out of here. Look for an old servants entrance on the west side of the main grounds. We'll rendezvous with you there. Down. We'll be exiting the old service entrance on the west side of the main grounds. I need you to keep that exit clear. Your silence is thick, but she finally responds. Her tone is professional. Roger that. Glory turns to face you, her movement smooth and robotic. Her voice comes out in a frosty monotone. What's the play? Our escape route will open in a minute. We hold tight until then. Specifically, Rejector enters the room. How does that sound? Monica found a way to open the doors, but it's going to take some time. Of course she did. Thanks to her, we might get out of this alive. Now let's find some cover and wait for the door locks to disarm. When the door lock disarmed, we make a break for it. Until then, we make them pay for Monica. So we have to hold this exit. I can summon a spirit here. I don't know where they're coming from. If anywhere, they'd probably be coming from here. Especially if the back door is locked. So staying here is only going to be bad for us. So it would also mean that it's more beneficial for me to wait on summoning that until later. So let's get the two shamans in place. You get a little bit further back, and Glory stays in the front line closer to me. I still have to be somewhat on the front lines, but I don't need to be directly in front. Let's sit here just in case. If I have half cover here anyway, I might as well sit closer. They came through a door. I don't know which door. No vision over there. Is my gun loaded? Yes. Okay. It's all gonna be just by last three rounds. So it'd actually be better if I sit here. I should move a little bit closer. We'll have to make do. From directly behind us. The drone. So Flori's gonna have to move anyway. Okay, that does indicate who would be in range. So Flori has to move here anyway. Actually, Flori has to move. She's gonna have to be on the front lines regardless. So if she has to move, then I can move her here. That gives all of us the buff. And Glory can move here and start taking shots. south of the room. Ugh, there's a lot. Two shots or one? I'm not gonna have a grenade. That acid bolt's really not gonna do a lot over there. But if there's just one guy here, then I can still use this. Or he's not gonna get a lot of shots off. A wild dancer. Whoa. Interesting. Okay. I'll buff my own accuracy just for a little bit. Okay. The figure lopping towards you is big, even for an orc. The majority of his body is sheathed in a suit of heavy, overlapping plates. What you can see is his face looks raw and slick, like old scar tissue stretched tight over a skull. It wears an expression of supreme confidence. Shadowrunners are the same. Skulking, sneaking, steal a vase or two from the museum, no harm. Maybe I'd let you scamper away into the night. Now's not the time for the sort of generosity. Visitors aren't welcome down here. Drop your weapons and surrender. That's military-grade armor he's wearing. I'm less concerned about the armor than I am about the minigun. Those things could tear a man in half. You have 3 seconds before I open the hose. Step out here and surrender. Something tells me you're gonna kill us either way. True, I can't deny that. But wouldn't it be easier if you didn't fight back? The orc shrugs, and you hear a distinct whir of his Vindicator's motor spinning up to speed. The barrels begin to blur as he wheels the weapon to face you. Firebolt also reduces there by 1. That is a lot of AP. I'm not really gonna get a chance to attack them. But if I could just make it stand in their way. This is with my accuracy up too. Gloria's still in the middle of dealing with these security guards, which is a bit of a problem. That worked for a bit. Not that nice. Ugh. Come on, why are you not dead yet? No, I need to stay alive. Flying bolt that targets a single enemy and also does -1 AP. ongoing -10 lasts for 2 rounds. I don't think I'm gonna kill him in that time. Can at least get rid of the small guy. Or at least try. Why? Or he needs to patch me up. Damage from the most recent attack. Shares a cooldown with the last one spell. No, because I just took a lot. Or he needs to heal me though. So if I don't get healed, I will just die. Huh. Oh, it didn't reduce its AP at all. Okay. You're still kicking. Need one more turn. Glory actually goes for melee 7. It'll at least get her out of the line of sight of him. Huh? One more. You're not worth it. You are just not worth it. Doesn't die, she should be able to run. As long as she doesn't die, she should be able to run straight through the door. That didn't work. The door unlocks with a loud click. Your escape route is clear. Okay. We run. Oh, come on! I'm not even gonna pretend like I want to know what's going on over there. He's gone, I'm gone, Lori's gone. arises from her corpse-strewn perch. Why was I going to say porch? Corpse-strewn perch at your approach. From the look on her face, it's obvious that she's already sized up the situation. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it. The run was a trap. As was it. Eager grits her teeth and shakes her head. We could talk about this later. For now, we've got to get the hell out of here. It's only a matter of time before more of them come pouring out of that exit. Eager slaps the side of the van, pile in with Banii. When we get back to Cruise Bazaar? We're gonna have a little talk. Much stronger opener than the first one. Kreuzberg, home to nearly 500,000 people until very recently Monica Schaefer. Once a melting pot of cultural diversity, it's now a chaotic mess of wealth and poverty, crime and commerce, anarchy and control. It is also home to your own little slice of Berlin, a neighborhood the locals called Cruise Bazaar. A safe port in the eye of the storm. The ride back to Cruise Bazaar is quiet, no innocent talking mood. As the van veers past potholes and garbage piles, the glares of the street lights and neon signs plays across your window, painting the world in a kaleidoscope of garish colors. Soon the van rounds the corner and skids to a halt in a narrow, crumbling alley. This is as far as Berlin's chaotic streets will take you. Your team wordlessly disembarks the vehicle and climbs into a dissolute section of the U-Bahn tunnel system, well-kept secret, providing your team safe passage into Cruise Bazaar. Your safe house waits on the other side. Is this an old metro? Oh. You step inside and the squalor of the disused U-Bahn tunnel gives way to warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouetted against the dim fluorescent lighting. Paul. He steps forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, like glinting off of steel-rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord. Part dealmaker, part information broker. One of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes sweep across the room as he takes it all in. The grim faces, the hard stares, Eager's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did it happen? The run was a setup. 1 minute she was cracking the safe, the next she was on the ground screaming. I've seen Monica hit black ice before. This was something worse. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. Eager thrusts a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. Let it happen. She jacked in, she screamed, and she seized. At the time we saw she was in trouble, it was already too late. Yeah, because you never bothered learning what to look for. Muscle contractions and microtremors are good indicators of a Decker in distress. I'm assuming you didn't have anyone keeping an eye out for those. No, if you had, my friend wouldn't be lying dead in the basement. We're all on the lookout for physical security. Throwing her under the bus isn't going to help anything. Under the bus is exactly where she belongs. I respect you, Dietrich. It's gonna take me a while to figure out how to pronounce that. You don't have my training. None of you have. Monica was good. Was she the best? She was the best, right? But she was always also overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough and you're gonna get burned. If you'd been paying attention, you'd have figured all this out on your own by now. You'd have known that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough. Eager pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's a fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first convulsion and her plug-in pull? 4? 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to Rebecca's brain in 5 seconds? This won't... You don't have an answer. You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood there and watched. This is all your... Eager, you and Banii can have it out later, but I've had enough. You need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he'd led us to believe. I want to know why. Right there with you. This is supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're still in danger. Agreed, and to neutralize that danger, we need to know who we're dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired today. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. After everything went down and to hell, we were confronted by an orc of military-grade armor. Monica lived long enough to say a name. Fershwig. Fershwig? She fought hard to tell us. It must be important. The Firewing. That is unexpected. You have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. The Firewing. The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. You are far too young to remember her, of course, but the Germans of my generation, the name Fershwing is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures, full of patience and guile. Fershwing was not. After her awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in their homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation and no end in sight. It was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. So what stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Evidently, the Firewing was brought down by a man named Dr. Aiden Volclair. Volclair? Well, with the help of the Luftwaffe, of course. But it was the experimental weapon designed by Dr. Volclair that finally pierced her hide. She fell in a hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down into a radioactive wasteland known as the Wasteland of the Socks. This event was called the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Volclair as a hero and our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. The Dragonfall was as important an event as you make it out to be, and surprised I've never heard of it. Those early years of awakening were traumatic, Eager. Not just on a national level, but a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of the Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world. A new source of terror of a bewildered public, and in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is it any surprise that Dr. Volclair and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Fershwing is a bit of a historical trivia, nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us of a long-dead dragon. Any ideas as to why? No, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Fershwing has been dead and gone for 42 years. There's one thing I don't know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. The estate was a front for whatever was going on in the basement. That much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. The facility took serious funds to build. And time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. He appeared to be the head of security. There's not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features? He was an older guy for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. And he had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, there may be medical records. That's all we got. That's not much. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Wait, we're still missing something. Who paid for this run? I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. I warned her. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me that it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the F-state political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux Day. Winters swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. Sounds like Green Winters is our best lead then. Most definitely. It is clear that Green Winters has involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happened to the run, he's probably gonna grab it. We need to chase him down before that happens. So we need information on Green Winters, and we need it fast. There's a man across that Cruz Bazaar, a Turk named Altuk. He owns a little... I can't. Soykov shop? Just sat down the way called Cafe... I don't know anything about Turkish. This man is also a purveyor of information. I have done business with him from time to time. You'd think he would know something about Green Winters. When I discovered Monica's renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Altuk. One of his people has been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust the man. Pragmatic. Sounds like it's about time to pay Altuk a visit. Yes, tell him I sent you. I will do what I can to dig up information that you've uncovered already, sparse though it may be. Dog! I start toward the safe house storage. A large four-legged form steps around a corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of indeterminate breed. A low whimper emerged as he enters the room, head hanging low. Oh shit, Dante. Don't worry, boy. We'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Ansel's eyes well up. He inhales, but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago. Turned into a full-blown howl. Wouldn't stop. Kept. That's when I realized something bad had happened. Looking down to those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine and rubs his head against you. Dante takes the treat in his mouth, but it's clear he has no appetite for it, and the jerky drops to the floor. He leans into you, looks up mournfully, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you. Well, perhaps part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you finish with Altuk. Finish with Altuk, mein Freuden. Mein Freuden? With a little luck, he could help us locate Green Winters and we could get to the bottom of this. And now, I think we should all take a moment for Monica. The dog is coming with me. So my stash is there. that has to be the way out. Okay. You want information on Winters? Daedric turns his head at your approach. His aging face is traced with a network of faint scars, the like saved too many fights over too many years. While he still retains a degree of strength and vigor, it's obvious that the shaman you see today is a shadow of his former self. Got a bottle of schnapps that needs sharing. We got a fallen comrade to drink to. Hell yeah! The liquor in the bottle is crystal clear, as you raise it, you catch an intoxicating whiff of cloves and caramel. A taste of sweet corn and walnuts, with a lingering aftertaste of butterfly toffee. You swallow a swig, then return the bottle to Dietrich's outstretched hand. He takes a long pull of the bottle, then locks eyes with you. Let me ask you a question. What made you choose to come to Berlin? I had my reasons. Such as, come on boss, I'm trying to figure out who I'm working for here. I think that I deserve that much. The run went bad and my team paid the price. Went bad, huh? Like the run we just came back from went bad. Worse. That's rough, friend. How'd it happen? We were double-crossed. The run went off without a hitch, but instead of ping, as our client decided to set up an ambush. Somebody clued our target in on our arrival. They set a trap for us, and we walked right into it. It's a bad deal all around. I'm sorry to hear it, friend. So after all this went down, you decided to bail out the roofplex and head to Berlin. Am I getting that right? More or less. There wasn't much left for me in the roofplex, and Monica made me a hell of an offer. Dietrich raises his bottle again, then closes his eyes and takes a long drink. After a moment has passed, he returns his attention to you. It all comes back to our girl, doesn't it? So let me ask you, just what was your relationship with Monica anyway? I know that you two knew each other way back, but she was pretty coy about those things. Are you always this inquisitive? Yeah, I suppose. My life's an open book, so I guess I just sort of figured that everyone else's will be too. We were friends. Right there with you, and privileged to say so. She was one of the best women I've ever known. Anyway, I've taken enough of your time, and the bottle's almost empty. Thanks for talking. Yeah, for taking the time to talk. For what it's worth, I'm happy you're with us. Dietrich takes a final pull of the bottle and tips it forward, pouring the rest on the ground. Rest in peace, Monica. We'll miss you, girl. I don't think that's story important at all, but it's nice for flavor text. Allows you to kind of fill out your character a little bit. Something I could do for you, fearless leader? We need to talk about Monica. Don't push me. One of these days, we're gonna hash this out. And you can talk all you want about the clusterfuck that killed one of my best friends, but it won't be today. Fair enough, but before I go, I had something else to say. You're wrong about me, and I intend to prove that to you. Glory is beautiful in a wave-fish sort of way. Her features are almost elfish to their delicacy, but there's something cold about her that you find slightly unsettling. What's more unsettling is her chrome. Glory is rocking a heavy loadout of cyberware from head to toe. She looks to be composed more of plastic and metal than she is of skin and bone. In the shadows, individuals such as this are anything but uncommon, but Glory's cyberware is first generation of all of it. Bulky, invasive, practically museum pieces. This chrome was obsolete well before she was born. Glory shifts her gaze toward you, but her expression is cold and placid as always. Can I help you? What is her aura? Without shifting your attention away from Glory, you allow your consciousness to partially slip into the astral plane. As your third eye opens to the hidden world around you, you feel the familiar tinge of dormant senses awakening. The room that you're standing in slowly shifts to make its true nature, a lifeless expanse of gray, ugly coal. Your own body, however, explodes into a swirling chaos. This scintillating color? What is that word? Scintillating color. As the astral plane shimmers into view, you focus on Glory. You can still see her from your corporeal vision. Her delicate frame, the bulky cyberware that breaks her silhouette, a faraway look in her eyes. But laid over the top of her physical body, there is a slight shimmer, her aura, dim so it may be. The chrome that Glory is sporting has really done a number on her. Whatever she may have been before she went under the knife, her aura is now reminiscent of the room she is standing in. A cold, dead thing, mockingly sculpted in a facsimile of life. Somewhere within that mutilated aura, a shred of humanity awaits, but finding it isn't going to be easy. Suddenly, Glory's body language changes. The color of her face is somewhere between suspicion and alarm. I got something in my teeth. You're staring. With an aura this shredded by cyberware and surgery, it's going to take a minute to gather any useful information. Just trying to figure you out, Glory. You've got a lot going on beneath the surface. I imagine that we all do, yourself included, and yet you don't find me gawking at you. As Glory speaks, you continue to focus, sifting through the void left by your vintage chrome to find tethers of original essence. Finally, you catch a glimpse of color, a flash of her true self, and behind it something else. In a reflexive panic, your third eye slams shut. The hidden world of the astral plane disappears from view, but an after-image of what you saw remains, twisting in your mind. Glory is, or was, magically active. The shred of her essence that flitted past your vision left you sure of it. What's more, you wagered that she had real power once, terrifying power, of a sort that you could only guess at. All this was surprising, but it was what you saw behind her aura that chilled you to your core. There was something connected to Glory's essence, a metaphysical tether stitched into the fabric of her soul. It reminded you of a leash. You can't say for sure what was holding the other end, but whatever it was enormous and ancient and cruel. And you can't shake the feeling that as you looked into it, it stared back at you. Trembling, you find yourself back in the mundane world. Glory is still staring at you, her neutral expression ever so slightly tinged with annoyance. I have a question for you, Glory, of the personal kind. I'm not big on sharing personal reasons. You understand, I'm sure. The edge in her voice tells you she's not interested in continuing this conversation. Of course, we all have our secrets, but if you ever want to, I'm here. Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on her then. Okay. So, A valuable shipment of antiques will be arriving soon at the Seattle docks. Useful information as someone who could take advantage of it. So this is for summoning. Use the calculated chance of controlling spirits, increase the chance to hit with conjuring spells. Oh! Bear is a powerful, gentle, wise, and protector of the natural world. The power of the bear heals all friends. Okay, so I get... Ooh. So I get multiple choices. Oh, wow, there's multiple. Okay. The bear power heals all allies within 3 of the damage of the most recent attack. Cat grants dodge +1 for 3 rounds to all allies in the area around the shaman when cast. Coyote grants all friends within a range of 3 quickness. Equal boosts all friends within 3 with a +15 to hit. That sounds really good. Raccoon, a move bonus of +2 squares for 2 rounds to all allies in the area around the when the shaman is cast. That's actually really good. Set all spirits breakaway chance to 0 within 3 tiles of yourself. That's really good if I want to depend on that. So I might either go with Creator or Raccoon. +2. At least right now, Creator seems just like obviously really useful. So that means I'm also going to have to really start leaning into summoning. So I'm really gonna have to lean into summoning. And I'm also gonna lean into pistols, so I at least have something that I can do. Dog! Protect. I'm just browsing. Wait. I need some tech, and I'm on a tight schedule. Show me what you've got. Okay, so you're for deckers, so not really useful for me. So that's a bodyguard. So if this is mandatory, then... let's see what other things I could do, or at least that I could see. Sign of your approach, the Arc turns to face you, and he wears a severe expression, but there's kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag. Can I help you with something? I take it you run a charity of some sort. Yes, it isn't much, but we do it with guns, such as... give me specifics. In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the disposed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for why am I doing a Russian accent? And a library for the people of the Cruz Bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. If there's going to be a lot of German in this area, then I'm really going to be screwed. Good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. That is true. He nods to the orchid aside. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years come back around to help me. I've gotten 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Cruz Bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and to do all the hundreds of other things that a community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value, and they are my inspiration to continue forward. She beams with a compliment. From her body language, it's clear she idolizes Beckenbauer. Now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you a good day. I do not wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. Are you accepting donations? Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them, truth be told. People seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are in providing for the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. How much money do I even have? I have 1,000. Might as well. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, mein Freuden. My Freundin. Freundin. Not a big deal, Sam. Do good with it. With this donation, we have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I will put your contribution to work stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Not a problem. No questions, just passing by. Before you stands a troll, though it is a stretch to say he is standing at all. His great mass is barely held upright by two vintage prosthetic legs. Along with a crutch under one arm, his body clicks and hums with every shift of his weight. Despite these disabilities, his eyes are sharp and calculating. I know you. Haven't been here long. New to Cruz Bazaar then. Heard Monica had some fresh meat in her stable. There's something you should know about Monica. Something happened to her on the run. I'm afraid so. There have already been whispers. I had a feeling. Besides, Monica also always comes around after a run to check on everybody. She's long overdue, and now here you are in her place. So she's either severely wounded or outright dead. Which is it? Dead. The grizzled troll nods grimly. The servos in his prosthetic complain as he lets loose a heavy sigh. Now that is a shame. She was a hell of a runner, that one. And a good friend. I'm Banii, by the way. Good to meet you. Name's Alexei. Alexei Lane. What do you do here, Mr. Lane? Ache and groan, mostly, and try not to be a bother. Leave you be. Oh no, I was trying to just walk. A lot more flavor than I expected. I'll toss a 5. This place is... Okay, no, I'm wrapping back to there. So I can still go to the metro. You are leaving controlled sector. The Romani patriarch is an imposing figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. You're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to Meadowbeck Arms and Ammunition. If not, keep walking. I have cash, I need weapons. Show me the goods. Yeah, I would need... That's a taser. Yeah, no, I would only really get much out of Well... Kevlar is woven into fabric, providing protection from most small arms. It's probably better than the nothing I currently have. A little bit of armor so I don't die in like 2 shots is definitely more useful. Alright, oh no. Oh, I can't save right now. This goes further up than I expected. Cyber clinic? Is that where I get my cyberware upgrades? This elf clearly has seen better days. His skin is weathered and emaciated, as though it has been stretched too tightly over his frame. Track marks line the crooks of his arms, and dirty bandages wrap his knuckles. Despite all this, he seems cheerful enough. The elf fixes his twinkling, bugged-out eyes on yours, and offers you a broad smile, displaying a set of impossibly white teeth. When he speaks to you, his voice is surprisingly deep. Guten Tag, my friend. You here for some magic, because Zach Flash, he gestures at himself with a dramatic flourish, is your man. I might be interested. Zach cocks his head and offers you a lopsided grin. Well then, I might be able to help you. He begins to twist a strand of his long, stringy hair around one of his spidery fingers. His smile remains fixed, a pearly crescent set in place, caked with grime. Don't leave me in suspense. What do you've got? A little bit of everything. You've got your Zen and your Hyper, your Nitro and your Nova Coke. And if you want it, I've got it. Zach leans toward you and lowers his voice in a conspiratorial whisper. I even got a special concoction of my own design, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're serious about getting high. Show me what you got. The Zach special adds 2 movement and 2 AP for 1 round. So it's mostly just chems from him. Cyberware's in the upper right. Simi. Warming herself in the dim light of a dying street lamp is a waif of a girl who looks too worn for her years. The Mother Superior, she says there will be 7 for me to care for. I need to see them. You're high as a kite, aren't you? We could fly kites. I should ask the Mother Superior. She says I'm to be a governess to the children. You notice a chipjack poking out beneath the young woman's unruly hair. The vacant look in her eyes marks her as likely BTL junkie, lost between reality and a number of better-than-life virtual constructs. I need money to get back to them. This story sounds familiar. Captain Von Trapp is very well known and respected. The poor dear lost his wife and children, their mother. A child should not be without a mother, and a mother should not be without a child. Have you seen my captain? I'm gonna step away now. Phone rings. Barzan monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of an angel stands, its outstretched wings looming over the small park, but the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artist has welded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach, a small grimy monitor at the base of the statue flickers dimly to life. The grainy face of a smug young orc appears on screen. Kunzel. Oh, there, I'm Herbert Kunzel, the creator of this monument. What would you like to know? Isn't it obvious? The Siegsal, a monument to the hubris of the Prussian state, gets blown to bits. So someone takes a lots of bits and builds a monument to the hubris of anarchy. I'm the visionary Hubert Kunzel from the Lindwurmer. You might know me from... Okay, that isn't much. There isn't much I'm known for yet. This is my tribute to victory, the victory of anarchy. It is both a citation and a parody of the statue we destroyed some 20 years ago. You remember it from the history treads as Sigersol or Goldis. Goldis? Goldels? Yeah, no, I'm in trouble if there's gonna be a lot of Eastern European languages here. And German. It's an old obsolete phone booth. It's ringing. I'll pick it up. A monotone, pitch-adjusted voice begins speaking almost immediately. The Shockwell writer's contract for this keys is no more. Banii is listed as a follow-up contract. This is our only secure line to this keys. Please listen to the following instruction carefully if you're a supporter of our cause. The Shockwellenreiter's contact for this case is no more. Banii is listed as a follow-up contact. Why am I a follow-up contact? We have phone booths in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each, you may find a request posted for specific information. If you contain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via the port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undoctored copy of it onto the Matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free to all. However, you will be compensated for sought after information returned to this So if I go to other phone booths and then I come back here with more things, I'll get paid for it. Whatever that information might be. So good to know. This is a clinic. Oh, I didn't expect that fast of a transition. As you approach the elf, you notice that he's in mid-conversation. His lips move rapidly and his voice comes out in a low, quiet tone. The glossy plastic shell of a high-grade comlink glints on his wrist. Listen in. Doing your best to look uninterested, you lean in slightly and strain your ears. You find that you can make out the doctor's end of conversation. No, the price I'm quoting you is more than fair. Well below market value, in fact. If you can't pay it, that's your problem. Yes, I know the price has gone up. This is a seller's market. Well then, you'll have to find the money or go without. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I have a patient. Welcome to the Triage Cyber Clinic. Your name is... Pleasure to meet you, Banii. What can I do for you today? I need cyberware. Useful for deckers. HP, quickness, armor, body. Some different upgrades that I may or may not need given that I'm doing a shaman. But I'll figure it out. I do like that this is more of a town. Like, cyberware's here, drugs here, weird, unique thing over there, some guy doing business over here, your guns and stuff over here. Like, there's a lot more, it feels more like an actual setting as opposed to the one from the first one, where it was just kind of like you were just in the, you're in that little hideout and that like conveniently had everything that you needed from different people. talisman mongers. This might be the place that I need to see. Your name is Absinthe? Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but it's a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous and imposingly green. As she looks up at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello, welcome to Algernon's. Perhaps I can help you with something? I need more willpower. I can't look away. As she smiles at you, her eyes fixed on yours, a curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating in a warm, calm sea. A gentle current pulls you closer to Absinthe, and the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Oh dear. The gold specks in the elf's eyes shift and swirl, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinthe's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as if you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks in her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. You are lost. Your entire world has been reduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. Dimly, you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body being buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly everything goes black. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you, an expression of concern in his face. Absinthe stands beside him, his expression one of embarrassment. Welcome back, friend. Algernon extends a hand to help you to your feet. Absinthe shifts slightly to allow you to stand. What was that? My fault, and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional. Yes, but there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. No harm done. If you excuse me, I'm going to stand in a corner for a while. So I can't talk to her without willpower. You'll find only the finest in magical paraphernalia. If you're selling, I'm buying. So this is where I can buy other stuff. Okay. Grants 1 willpower, 1 charisma. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna be spending most of my time likely around here. Oh, so I get to choose either between... Okay, so I'll have a gun as a backup, just in case then. A pair of round eyes peering up at you from under the hood of the grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of Crucibar's street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in his mid-teens, so it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for a kid. Ahoy! Okay, Tammy. Have you seen Monica around? I've been looking all over for her. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you, kid. She's dead, isn't she? Wasn't exactly peaceful, but... it was quick. That's the most that any of us can hope for. Yeah, look, I think I want to be alone right now. Sorry, kid. Well, my friend. The voice that comes from the man in the chair is enormous as its owner. A deep booming roar, dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for a Soikov, yes? Every day is fine, duh. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeeper cut you off. Don't mind a fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy cough by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Also, my Freundin. You're as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. If you wouldn't mind... Once again, the shopkeeper cuts in. To bow to me, you would first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeeper claps his hands together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the tax. With luck, you'll be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his eyes glittering. Enough of this senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can John Goldschmidt do for you? Why do you put up with those insults? Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altug, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldschmidt raises a soy cough cup in salute. And thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes, Altug? 2 years of soy cough and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altug makes money, an ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. The man behind the counter looks right past you and the dog following close behind. Dante, I'll fetch his dishwater and perhaps a coffee for our friend. Soy cough black. Paul Amsel sends his regards. When you hear Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers with his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on an unknowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation for his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I'm always happy to provide. He tells me you're developing the menu for a friend of his, Herr Winters, I believe. I want to hear about it. Ah, yes, of course, a wise one. Kami, come. A young, beautiful woman bustles from the back door. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of coffee grinders. Berkagazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kemi offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back to the room she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be as kind to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask. But I would be most appreciative of your help. What is this trifle? The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I have installed a number of data taps in Berlin's fiber optic networks as part of civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all those who live in Kaz-Bazar. In order to maintain their, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each tap and reset it. That's it? No catch? There's no catch, I assure you. It is a time-consuming and a bit tedious, nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time you return, I should have information on Herr Emsel requested. Okay. Okay, I think I'll tap those and then that might be it for right now. I kind of forgot that this game would just have pure so I just gotta look for more like that. It would just be pure talking. I also find it very funny that I ended up walking around before the quest that was just gonna have me walk around. That's more my own fault for being inquisitive. That's like me making a complaint saying like, oh no, the game wants me to walk around and do the thing that I already wanted to do regardless. Plus, the second pass by can't be too bad. Because I don't nearly have enough tea for this. At least not for long sessions of this. Yep, last one's here. As you're resetting the data tab, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out two distinct voices, a nasal woman who sounds like a heavy smoker and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard Monica. Need to verify. For us. A sound like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. I think our next step... Wait. Isn't ready to make a move yet. Be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. A bell rings loudly, again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and a ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag, how may I help you? Silence. Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. Silence. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. Silence. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on the course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Crucible Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Silence. Jean. I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux sometimes. I hear the sound of a door opening again, and a cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't find out anymore. Interesting. So let me at least get like the next mission and see where we'd be starting. Like this is probably too slow for something in the something in night, but like for something like around this time slot, actually wouldn't be too bad. Plus it gets me reading more. And all I really need is my mouse, so I don't need to worry about plugging a controller for it. I finished with your little trifle. I assume you had new difficulties? Difficulties? No. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I'd be surprised they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the Flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here at Efendim, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tatumir always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened in on the tap and heard something. Might be important. Oh, tell me, O listener of keyholes, what did you hear on the surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased Monica was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. Those two are unknown to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Sounds good. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks at a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and a gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying out of the counter. The menu. Cammy holds you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schaefer must have hit him hard. Urkagazi gives Cammy a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news Monica was an important part of this community. That was two separate sentences. Few know how important. Few know how important. What is with me? I can't read. The memory stick Cammy just handed you should contain all the information Herr Amstel required from our chief in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Yeah, that's just a conversation about coffee. Which for once doesn't interest me because I'm drinking tea. I really, really need to work on that caffeine addiction. Okay, we're back in base. I spoke with Altuk. He gave me this memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. He navigates a series of command line menus, and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amble scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flip back and forth. Gutch's agent tailed Green Winters to a hotel in the cesspool of keys called Dragonkeep. Dragonkeep? The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonkeep. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over control of this neighborhood. Due to gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Yeager slings her rifle over his shoulder with a single spare motion. Gear up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause. Exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Yeager. Iger. I don't know. Amstel rises from his chair, drawing himself to a full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You're an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Banii is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Eager speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team invaluable. But we all know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Eager speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge. Again. She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Banii is the reason we're still alive, Eager. She kept us alive. She led us out of there in one piece. Making her your number one girl. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Dietrich reaches out, puts his hands on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Eager's voice tightens for a moment. Her control slips, then her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look at what that got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter: the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong Eager sighs. A tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it, let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Banii, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather she take the lead, I'll abide by it, but I want to hear each of you say it. I have no quarrel with you, Eager. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest, hard. The moment she raises her hand toward you, Dante's ears laid back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think we heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Banii saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but she did. The way I see it, that means I follow her lead for a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in Banii's judgment. The discussion is finished, Eager. Hamsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Banii will take Monica's place as leader of this team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Eager. Eager gives you a small nod. That's big of you. She looks down from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down to Dante, then sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively this time. Banii takes the lead then. Conversation's closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I have transferred the information you received from Altuk to the computer terminal in the next room. That it used to be Monica's personal workstation, Banii. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on that machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Dragon Keep. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Thanks for the tip, Eager. The U-Bahn it is. Eager nods and turns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. You are now in command of the Shadowrunners. When traveling to a new mission location, you'll be able to choose which members of your team you bring and modify their loadouts for a run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they will be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready to action next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss in firepower by always carrying some Bumona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at a street dock. Okay, so you get... So you're managing their equipment a lot more. I didn't expect a consistent team. That's very interesting. Especially considering that the first game, you kind of just bought people. Like, if you had the money, you could buy different people for different jobs and whatever. So, that means I have 2 shamans, me and this guy, a soldier, and then a street samurai. Huh. So we're really lacking in tech. We can make up for that in a couple of other ways. So long as tech isn't really mandatory, then we should be fine. That's a very interesting start. And I'll save here since I'll be like right at the computer. So yeah, no, that's a very interesting start. And I guess here we are. We're right at the beginning of where the game actually starts. The German is going to be a little bit of a while for me to adjust. It's going to take a little bit for me to kind of get used to speaking some German, whatever Turkish that there is, whatever other Eastern European languages that might crop up. Not very well versed when it comes to European languages, but I can do my best. But yeah, no, this will be nice and like pretty good for short bursts since it's either going to be a lot of reading or it'll be a lot of combat. So yeah, I look forward to playing this. I've heard good things about the story, and I'm already very interested. Honestly, a lot more than Shadowrun Returns. And depending on how this goes, maybe not. I'll stream Hong Kong, but I'll figure that out later. Until then, thank you for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And I have a bunch of stuff to do in 14 since it's reset day. So, take care. Oh, I can't drag that off screen without the entire screen being dragged away. How does this work then? Okay, that actually does work. Sweet.